everyone, welcome to today's video. For those that don't know me, my name's Michelle, or a lot of my friends call me Michelle. I am a journaler, scrapbooker, and I work in handmade journals these days. So I just thought I would introduce myself. If you're back for a video that you've seen plenty of, or you're here for the very first time, welcome to my channel. Today I am using some photos. I've got 5 photos. That's the main photo. And then I've got these 4 little ones, which are like 4 that I've printed on my selfie printer to make one 6x4. So today is all about a golf day that we went to. Not just standard mini golf. This was at the Brisbane Powerhouse back earlier this year, and each of the holes was an art installation, so very different, but lots of fun. We had a great time. My husband and I went with my son and his girlfriend, and had a lovely afternoon on a rainy Sunday. So that was lots of fun. So that's what I'm scrapping about today. So I think I'm going to use this page, mainly because I have lots of blues. Black and white can go with anything. There's a bit blues and greens in most of them. Yes, there's a bit of red, there's a bit of brightness there, but there's still a bit of green and yellow in the background there. This thing was lit up. It was like you had to put your ball through here and into there. Extremely difficult to hold, this one. But yeah, lots of fun. So I thought I would include that one as well. That was the sign out the front. This was a hole that had a square ball. You had to hit a ball across this and find the square hole with a square ball. That was interesting. And this one is a giant installation of French baguettes. So the whole thing was French baguettes, and the floor was not level. So your ball rolled all over the place on this one. So that's my son's girlfriend having a bit of fun with that one. So we had a great afternoon. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, I've got too many photos. I think it's going to be too busy. So what I'm thinking, I'm going to use just a clear envelope. It's like a vellum envelope, so it's quite thick. And I think I'm going to put that as my background so you can still see a bit of colour through it. And my thinking is I'm going to put the 4 little photos on here because you can see them. And then this one I am going to pop on. This is a Project Life card, one of those foldy ones, one of the bigger ones actually. So I thought I could put that on that end and then slide that in for my journaling. That's my thoughts there. So that's what I'm aiming for today. I've done a little bit of a pick through to find a few things. I had a few green arrows I thought I could use. There's a few enamel dots and things on this particular one. Not sure if you can see that. So there's lots of greens and blues and things there. So I thought I might be able to use a bit of that and a bit of yellow too. They might come in handy. This was a printable sheet from a Idea-ology kit from back in October 2023, but it had blue and green, which are both colours that I thought I might be able to use these as well. So that's that thinking. And then I've got these that I have been hoarding for ages. So they're Dylusions tape sheets, and I'll show you what they are. These are not new. These have been in my stash for a while, and there is absolutely no date on them, so I'm not sure when they came out. Or 2017 it says. So yes, I've had these for a while, but I feel like I could maybe use a few of these because there's some greens, some purpley blues. I might get away with that even. Bit of this jade sort of colour. So I thought I might even use those for even a bit of yellow and orange. So I thought I might be able to use a few of these washi. They're like a washi tape. They're called tape sheets, but I don't know if they're, yeah, bright printed washi, it says on them. And they just, I'll show you what they do. Can you see that? They just lift off the page like that. So they're like a washi tape, but on a sheet. So very sticky still, very thin sheet though. So I thought I might use a few of those as well, since I haven't used them on absolutely anything. So since the colours matched, I thought, ooh, let's play with those as well. So that's what I'm going to do today. So my thinking first up is, I don't think I want the top on it. I think I want to cut that off because it's only going to be a pain. And we're not really closing anything up. So I'm just going to cut the top of the envelope right off. Maybe use that in something else, who knows. Let's put it to the side. Just cut that very straight actually. I might go in a little bit more on the seam. That's better. Much better. Yeah, that's good. So what I might do, I might just put tape on this, only that I'm a little bit concerned on what the glue might do. It's quite a thick vellum, but you know when you put glue on these things, you just see there's glue on here, you can still see it. And that's how they've sealed the thing, so the envelope, I should say. So I'm just going to use some tape to begin with. I can always stick it down later with some glue. So I'm just going to pop that in first, and then we can sort out those photos and where we're going to put them. So, all right. Now, yeah, I'm going to pop that there. I think that looks pretty good. You can still, that way you can still see a lot of the background through it, which I don't mind either. So I'm going to just tape these down for now. And then I might come back later. We'll see if this holds up okay. We might be able to glue it down. I'm just going to pop him up there. I'm just gently putting them on to begin with, and then I can line them all up. So I feel like I want to put the other bright coloured one on that side. It goes with the green because these ones are a bit brighter. Oops. Sorry, I've taken that out of view. Can't really see it. I might as well put tape on all of these while I'm at it, I think. All right. The way to go. Getting a bit low on this tape. Again. Doesn't take me long to go through it, that's for sure. All right. Let's pop this one down. Right, let's pull all the tape, the paper off the tape on the back of this one. Nice. So I'm thinking maybe which one on which side. I don't want to put two exact next to each other. I want to put one over here, I think. Now, there's a little bit of a hole there, so I might move this one over slightly, ever so slightly, just so it's overhanging ever so slightly. I'm just going to leave that one there until we get this one on. Oh, they can probably come down a bit, right? Unless I leave a bit of space to put some tape in the middle, maybe. Maybe that could work too. Or do I squash them in and put a bit of tape on the tops and the bottoms? That might work too. Who knows what to do? No, I think I'm going to leave them there for now, because that might be a way of incorporating a, you know, an arrow or something, I think. All right, I'm going to glue this on while I'm at it, because I'm pretty confident that's where I want that. I'm just going to use glue on this and stick that on, and that way that can be drying while we're, because I quite like that. I'm just going to put it so that it overhangs ever so slightly and it's on the other end of the bracket. That way I can put a lot of journaling on here. So these ones are double-sided. It's just got a bit of grey on the other side, but that's no big deal. And then I might attach something to it so we can pull it out. But yeah, that's a good way of using up your project life cards too. Yeah, so I probably need to put something across there, otherwise you're going to see our faces. Well, the boys' faces, I'm too short. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. I think. I'll let that dry. Anyway. Okay, so next I'm thinking, maybe I'm going to cut these out. I think the blue might be the way to go. That one I'm going to have to use straight up unless I cut it down slightly. So I'm just going to cut out this. These were like project life cards that they always came in our kit so that we could use them in our pages and things like that, scrapbook pages, which was pretty cool. Something quite like a nice little printed background. I quite like these printables. These were great. I used heaps of them. Do you use printables in some of your pages? Where to put this? I don't want to completely cover up. It's very yellow on this side, so I'm thinking I might put this here to the side. That way it sort of incorporates both. You can see a bit of the blue. And I had a couple of, I think I might put my title on here. I had a few of these, so I can either use, I spelt out, so the thing was called Swingers. Interesting name. I could either use the green, and I spelt it out. I could get SWIN. It'd have to be a big GERS. I could get Swingers, or I've got this Let's Go. I quite like the Let's Go, and the black is a bit of difference, which I don't mind. I might see how that looks on there. This is a bit see-through. Yeah, I actually don't mind the Let's Go. That could very well be the title, I think. I'm worried that this is going to get a bit lost, the Swingers part, although it is the right green. Don't you hate that? So there is that. And I think I'm going to use this. I think I really am going to use this. I'm going to, let's put this on and see how it looks. Yeah, I actually quite like that. It goes quite well. And there's a bit of black in here, a bit of black. So black's not out of place. Let's go. Actually, it's going to fit too. Look at that. Perfect. How do I make it go that way a bit more? Let's go. No, I think I like it flatter. I think I like it more in line. Let's put it like that. Yeah, I like that. Would be cool if it had an exclamation mark, but the exclamation mark is not going to fit, is it? No, let's run with that. I quite like that, and I might even underline that a little bit. I could also put Best Day Ever. That's on the other side. What have I got? Live, laugh, love. Enjoy the ride. I could put Best Day Ever. I quite like that. Because it sort of goes, right? It fits nice down there because there's not much. Well, you can't see the whole look out. I'm going to put it up here because you can. Let's put it there. That's better. Or I could put it in the middle. All right, let's have a look and see what else I could put. Which green goes best? Probably that green, right? Actually, maybe that goes there. Then we put Best Day Ever. That's all right. I don't mind that. Now these were just Officeworks arrows that I found ages ago, but I quite liked them. Yeah, I don't mind those. They look pretty cool. That's not bad. Not bad at all. I don't think I need the green one, unless I'm going to put it on here somehow and cover it up, but I don't think so. I don't think I need it. Let's see. Let's see if we need it. All right, let's have a play with these. I feel like I need something in the middle here. What colour could we put? That's green, not that aquary colour. What about... could do yellow and orange. What was that blue? I saw a bluey colour. Is that bluey colour the right blue? Let's try. Let's see what this looks like. Oops, wrong one. I just feel like I need to mix it up a little bit, put something a little bit different through here. It's going to get a bit lost. It's a bit purple, I think. Too purpley. What about... I don't mind that green. These are very, they're quite see-through on there. You can see right through them. So I hope they're not too opaque. Maybe they are. Maybe. Oops. I'm just pulling out a piece of white scrap paper. Maybe I should be putting it on here and then cutting it out to make it a bit... You know, sometimes you get clear stickers and you're not going to see them on anything because they're just too washed out. They're too light. I like a nice bold, you know, I love brights and things like that. So by at least putting this on a background compared to, where's the other piece? There, it just makes it a bit bolder, slightly bolder. I still feel like we might need something else as well. What about the oranges? That orangey colour. Because there's plenty of oranges and yellows there. Oh gosh, come up. That's it. Got it. Not as big as you think they are once you... I feel like that needs to... I still feel like these need to both go on some white card to make them stand out a bit more. That's why you keep all your white cardstock too. You never know when you might need some scraps for this kind of thing. It comes in handy. Oop, get rid of that. So then we could pop that in under here maybe. Oops, I feel like I want to tuck that under a bit more. Oh, oh, go underneath. Gosh, I've stuck that too good. Who would have thought? Better. See, I don't mind that. That's showing a little bit of colour. It makes everything sort of blend. I don't mind that they stick out a bit. That's looking okay. I'm quite liking that. What else could we do? I feel like this is a bit boring at the top here. Got this family time too. Feeling I want to use that. It's a bit of a lighter, it's not quite the right colour, but maybe we could use it in here somewhere. I'm still not sure about that. There's a Stay Strong even. Maybe we use that. Oh, it's going to hang over. Still not sure. think about that. Not sure about that one. Still feel like I might need a little bit more washi tape. I'm just going to grab some and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my washi tape out. I store mine on a piece of dowel. That's just one roll that I have. So I've thought the blues, I don't mind this colour. I think that will work pretty well. And I actually don't mind this because it's sort of that really light colour. I think the greens are too green. We've probably got enough green on it. So I'm thinking of maybe just a couple of blues. I think there's enough yellow on here. I think there's going to be too much yellow otherwise. I do have a couple of little yellows on this side. They're not really the right colours though. Oh, that one's not too bad. That lemony sort of colour. Possibility. All right, so I think I'm going to just rip a piece of this. I'm probably not going to need too much. And I might use a little bit of this. I think might be the go. Maybe even possibly a little teeny tiny bit of this thin one. It's got like little tiny scallops on it. So we might rip a bit of that as well. All right, I'm just going to put this out of my way. Back on the little hooks on my wall. Okay, now where to put them? That is the question. I could put them in here. Let's go. I really think I want to do a doodle border there. I think I'm better off doing a doodle border. I think I'm going to rip this in half because I rip everything in half. I'm going to put a piece there. Possibly a little piece in here. I know I haven't stuck these yet, but maybe even just the tiniest little piece on the end. Or not. Or do I pop that underneath the bottom there just to... I feel like I want to put it on the bottom. Let's give that a go. That way you're sort of breaking up a bit of the yellow, so it's giving a little bit of difference, which I don't mind. Actually, I could put that there. Can you see that though? Can you see the little scallops on that? Not really. Maybe not. Maybe I just put a little piece of this across there. And then I might be able to stick a little something on it. Yeah, that might work. All right, what I think I'm going to do next is stick these in and then work out what I'm going to put in there. All right, I'm just going to get straight into it and stick these down. Whoops. Did I put it in the middle or that on that side? I did have that on that side, didn't I? Whoop. They're stuck good, those photos. A bit too good. Because I want to put them just behind, ever so slightly behind, so that they sort of tuck. Or that one under there. Yeah, that's better because it sort of goes with the pinky reds on this side. So I don't want to cover too much of that up. And then we're going to pop this piece over here, but underneath again. So it tucks in underneath. Right, tuck away. Again, with the super stickiness. Yeah, that's right. We're going to stick it out a little bit, won't we? Don't mind that it sticks out a little bit. So it goes. That's good. It's looking good. Maybe even just put a little bit of blue in there, just to finish that little corner off. We don't need to cover the entire thing. Yeah, that's good. And maybe a little bit got a bit of blue. Got them on both on that side. I feel like I want to put one on this side. There's a bit of blue on this one too. Yep, that works. One more piece. Where am I putting it? Down here maybe? Let's put it down there. And match Alexis's jeans. Then I've just got this little piece. Actually, maybe this could go on here. It will probably go better on here. Yes. That's better, isn't it? My God, look at that. And the right length. Who would have thought that? Yeah, I'm going to leave that on there. That looks pretty good. So I've used up all the washi tape I pulled off, which is good. Actually, maybe I put family time on here somewhere. That's a bit of fun. Yeah, that could work. I don't mind that. My daughter was missing this time. She was working this particular Sunday, so she didn't get to come. But the rest of us had a pretty good time. Best day ever. Yeah, I quite like that. That's looking good. So then we might just do some little sticky, some little dots or something. Maybe a green one. Actually, maybe a spots, because there's an awful lot of stripes and pattern on this. I think I need a third something there, but let's wait and see what we can put. Maybe a green down here. Let's put that down there with Alexis's, because there's a bit of green, what else could we use? Green, maybe a bit of blue. Yeah, that's cool. I don't mind that. That goes. So we need something else to go down here. Gosh, I keep putting that. Oops, sorry. Keep moving the book down. It goes with there. Maybe a bit of yellow. Some yellow dots, maybe. 1, 2. Now I do have a couple of, I've got a black heart there, or maybe something else. Maybe a blue, since I've gone blue on the other one. But I might do just a plain, since we've used. Yeah, I don't mind that. Let's leave that there. I quite like those. These are really pretty. I really like these little enamel dots. They're the cutest ever. I can't remember who they were. I'll try and find out and put in the comments below. Okay. Rightio, I'm going to put a little bit of a doodle border on the bottom of this. Just my usual underline, I think. That's normally what I do. I'm just going to put it through here. Actually, I've gone nearly right on the line, haven't I? It's okay. I'm going to go here and out here. Let's just get a couple of crosses there. That looks pretty good. I like that. I might even, just on those little sprinkly bits, just do a few little dots and lines here. Just to add a little bit of something to it, so it's just not, it just sort of goes a bit better, if you know what I mean. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think that's enough on that one. And I might do the same just down here. I can't do it on the, actually I can do it on the photo. I'll just use a Sharpie for that. Sharpies go much better on photos. So if you're going to, as opposed to this Pentel liquid gel ink, if I put that on that photo, it would just wipe off. So it's pointless using that. So I'd have to use a Sharpie, something that's permanent. It's going to stay on. So I really like their Sharpies. I used to use them all the time in my project life. But I don't write on photos as much these days. Not doing this kind of thing, because you can create a lot more you know, flips and nooks and crannies that you can write on. So I don't tend to use the Sharpie as much. But in this case, I think it's probably the better option. That way you can actually do it on the photo. And it won't be weird, if you know what I mean. It's not going to wipe off. So it just gives it a little point of difference, which is always nice. I might do one more star down here. There we go. So then they both match, if you know what I mean. Adds a little bit of something. I quite like it up there on the top. Looks quite good. I found it looked a little bit plain. That's why I went and did that. So I love how I doodle border, which is always pretty good. And that's the bottom one down there. Did the same thing, but using a Sharpie so that it stays on. All right, next I need to do a little bit of journaling. I think I'm going to stick this on here. I quite like it. There's a bit of blue in that background. It's very similar to the blue on the washi. So let's run with it. This is actually not that sticky anymore. It's a, I can't even remember the company for those. That one I've pulled out of the packaging, so I'm not even sure who it is. But I can try and find that out actually. I know I've got another couple of those stickers, so I'll be able to find the brand anyway, which is quite good. But yes, they made these a little while ago. I feel like I want to put a couple more of these on here just to add to it. Actually, what was on there? Happy day, maybe? What have I got down there? Best day ever. I love this. Memories. Favourite. I'm going to put happy day, I think. I might use one of these just to add something to the journal card to dress it up a little bit, because it's a bit plain. There's not much on it as yet. I actually don't mind it. It's got a bit of white on the... Yeah, I might put that up there somewhere and then put my journaling on. That way it sort of goes with a little bit of the background. We've got a bit of black in here, so I'm just going to put happy day there. That's another one of those printables. So they come in handy, don't they? They're a bit of fun, that's for sure. Okay, I just hopped off camera and I completely forgot to turn the camera back on. So I've just finished this off. All I did was do my journaling. I had too much to talk about, so I went over the page as well, which I had room, so why not? I've done a little doodly border on the bottom just to finish off, to show that I'd finished talking. And then I just used those same little enamel dots to put, just add some little bits on the top. Same theme as last time. Again, I used the Sharpie on there, just so that it stayed. So, yeah, I quite like that. That came out really well, actually. And you can see it in there. So I don't know if I need to put anything on the outside. I probably could on the top here, if I suppose. Not sure. I might leave that for now. I don't think I need to, because it sits in there quite nicely. You can see that there's something in there. And then I had a little look at my Tim Holtz Idea-ology, and I came up with do your best and make it happen on Zach's Hole. Yeah, I quite like this. This one, I didn't have many plans for this, but it came up quite nicely, actually. Yeah, just incorporating all the colours yet again. Had a little bit of a plan, picked some pieces to use on the page, which is always helpful. I'm not sure about you, but I just pick colours that I already have in my photos. I feel like you can't really go wrong with that. They're always going to be, it's always going to work if you pick colours that are in your either background. And again, I pick the background mainly for the colours, the yellows. The black and white pretty much goes with anything, but there's a bit of blues in there as well, a bit of light blue. So that's why I went with that. So if you're struggling to get started, a really good idea is to pick a few things that you really like. So pick the colours that you like and make a little kit so that when you start it, you've got all things that match, and you're not overwhelmed by going to your stash and trying to find things. So that's a handy little tip. I do that quite often. So if you see me start a video, I've always got a little stash of things off to the side here, things that'll work with the colours that I'm using. You might not use all of it, but that's okay. You've got it out and you're ready to use it. So anyway, that's my little handy tip for today. Make a little kit if you're not sure, and just pick colours that are, or pick products and supplies that you have colours in your photos. You can't go wrong. Yeah, it's like anything, I suppose. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this today, and I hope you've enjoyed following along. Yeah, I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.